The silent identity theft narcissists don't want you to see. Narcissists, they weaponize the belief system we've unknowingly built our identity upon. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that our worth and our value come from the acceptance and approval of others. This has prevented us from finding our identity that makes us feel whole. So we shape a false identity, one that mirrors what we think the world wants to see just to be loved, seen, and validated. It isn't that we have abandoned ourselves. We can't abandon what we've never known, but we continue to ignore ourselves, believing that the attention from others is what is most important. As though through them, they will create our ideal identity for us, and we don't have to do the work. The narcissist sees this within us and exploits it. They reflect back to us a version of ourselves that looks lovable, worthy, and enough, as it's easy to accept ourselves in the eyes of someone else. But the narcissist is not truthful because they don't truly see us, because they know that this is what we crave, so they deliver. They use this to hook us, to entangle us, to feed their own illusion of power and control. But here's the deeper truth that often gets overlooked. The narcissist is also looking for their worth in the outside world. The narcissist has abandoned their true self, but unlike us, who are earnestly trying to discover it, we're trying to discover who we are, the narcissist is deliberately hiding who they are. They wear a mask and become who they target. They mimic your light to be seen as worthy, while internally they feel like nothing. They feel that shame. They feel that emptiness. So while we might think, I'm worthy because others accept me, the narcissist is thinking, well, I'm only worthy of others because they accept the false version of me that I've created. And then they have to keep scrambling to keep that version of themselves alive. They have to keep up appearances, and they can't live up to those expectations. So what ends up happening is both victim and the abuser are actually searching for our identity externally. But here's the thing. Only one is open to healing. That's us. The target or victims of the narcissist, we're all innocent in this. We are unaware that we've been misguided and we've misplaced our sense of self in the opinion of others. But this painful awakening is our turning point. It's where true identity is reclaimed, not from a narcissist projection, but from within, from God, from truth, from love. So I have a question here. What if narcissists don't just want our attention, but they want our identity? See, they see the value in you that you don't yet recognize in yourself. And that's precisely what makes you vulnerable. They know you're still figuring it out. They know that you're trying to figure out who you are while searching for your worth. So they step in and offer you a version of yourself that seems lovable, desirable, and complete. But it's a setup. It's bait. That's because what they're trying to do, what they're really doing, is that they are trying to trade identities with you. They're making an unspoken deal. Oh, I'll reflect back to you your worth if you just hand over yourself to me for good. It's a superficial it's not superficial, sorry. It's a spiritual counterfeit. They use deception as currency. And they exploit your cognitive dissonance, your internal confusion between how you feel and what they make you feel to carry out that trade. Meanwhile, they're hiding their true selves, because if you really saw who they really were, as broken, manipulative, ashamed, you'd never accept them. You'd walk away. So instead, they adopt your traits, your goodness, your empathy, your integrity, and wear them like a mask. And while you are still trying to earn their approval, they're slowly convincing you to give up your own identity, to doubt it, deny it, and eventually hand it over, girl or guy. Come on, don't be stingy. Your identity isn't for sale, my friend. It's not up for trade, and it certainly doesn't belong to a narcissist. You were created with inherent worth, not to be defined by others, but to be revealed by love from within, from God, who is your truth. Narcissists know when you don't know yourself. They test you. They say things to see if you will stand up for yourself and defend your honor or the honor of someone else. And when you don't, your identity, there is nothing but easy pickings for them. Because the truth is, when you don't know your identity, there's nothing to defend. And they sense your uncertainty like sharks sense blood in the water. And they move in, not to help you find your identity, but to fracture it even further. They target your cognitive dissonance, that subtle, painful divide between who you are and who you think you're supposed to be, and they find the bias you hold against yourself. That's what's with the 20 questions that they give you. They find that bias, and then they shame you. And they shame you to carry the insecurity that you've learned from a world that rewards masks over authenticity. And that's what they use. They exploit your need to be accepted and understood, and they do it by becoming the one who appears to offer you that acceptance on the surface. But what they're doing is dislodging you from yourself. They don't just create confusion, they magnify your internal fragmentation. They want you disorientated, discombobulated, and spiritually detached, because in that vulnerable state, because in that vulnerable state, you're easier to mold, easier to control, and easier to deceive. The more disconnected you are from your true self, the more connected you become to their false version of you. The identity that they feed you, the one that keeps you tethered to them, is a form of psychological soul theft. And this is where the truth sets you free. You're not disorientated because you're broken. You're disorientated because you were lied to about who you are. And once you stop looking at yourself through the narcissist's eyes, or the world's, you can finally begin to see clearly again. You remember your origin. You return to truth. You come home to yourself. Finally. So go be you and have fun while doing it. I love you.